Okay. So my screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So yesterday what we saw is how to execute the collection from command line, right? And also we saw how we can generate reports in Postman using the HTML extra report. So today, what the topics we will cover is that we will create our own APIs, and secondly, we will use all the CRUD operations on those APIs. CRUD operations basically means all the get, post, put, delete methods we will trigger on that particular created API from Postman. So we will try to focus on these two topics for today. And so let's get started with the topics. Okay. So creating the own API. So as of now, we were using the API request REST API, right, for testing our all the requests in Postman. But today we will create our own APIs. So how this will help is we will be able to use this API. So this will be a fake or a dummy API which we will create, and we can use it to just refresh our concepts on Postman and API testing. So we will use it for that particular case. So now to do so, to create our own APIs, we will need some software. So we will have a look at what those softwares are. So this is the prerequisite or the softwares which we would require. So first is Node.js. So this we already had seen in the previous sessions, like what is Node.js and how we can install it. So this we already have on our system as of now. And the second software which we will require is a JSON server. So let's see how we can install the JSON server. So just open up the command prompt on your system, right? And just we have to type this command npm install -g JSON server. I will just copy this, just paste it over here, right? Hit enter. So this will just install the JSON server onto our system. So now one thing, why JSON server is required? So this is a tool, right? I have just highlighted a point over here. So JSON server is a tool that allows you to create a mock API server using JSON file. So basically, this tool will help us to create a fake API so that we can use it. So that is why we need JSON server in this case. So, okay, the installation has been done. Now we can just go ahead and verify the version. So it's just you have to say JSON server -- version, right? Hit enter and it will give the version. So if the installation was proper and successful, you will get the version number. So this is one thing. Okay. And now let's see what are the steps to perform. So these are the steps which we will have to perform in order to create a fake API. So let's go through the steps one by one. Steps to perform, I will just write it, to create a fake API. So I have noted down all the things in the steps so that when I share this document, it will be easy for you to just recreate these steps. So the first step is we need to create a sample JSON file. So we would require to create something of this sort. This is a JSON file, and what this JSON server will do is that it will take this file and it will make our servers ready. So what is it? It is having just a simple JSON body. So here we are trying to create a server with name employee, and it's a kind of a array. And here we have two details inside the server. One is, you can say, the name and job of first employee, and second is the name and job of the second employee. So I will just show it over here. So what this particular thing will do, let me show. Okay. So what this is the JSON body, right? And when it will be used by this JSON server to create a fake API, and using these details, a kind of a server will get created, and it would look like this. Just a second. It will have a kind of a server, a fake server will be ready. You can say the name is employee, right? Employee server will be active. This is a fake server, and initially it will have two details. So let's say this is ID1 and this is ID2. So as per this documentation, it will create the things. And ID1, it will be name is Ravi and job is a tester. So it will create a record, Ravi and tester in record 1. And for record 2, it will take the name as Raj and job as tester. So Raj tester. This is the record 2, which will get created. So this particular kind of a server will be up and running using the JSON server. And we can do all the operations like get, write, post, put, delete, everything on this server. And it will be created on our local system. Local system means it will just work on our system or the laptop which we are using. So that's why it is a just kind of a dummy server, or you can say a fake server. So this is the logic behind using this file to create up the server. So now let's see what we have to do. So this is just a simple JSON body, and it's kind of a self-explanatory. Like under the employees, there are two records. So it's simple. So now what we have to do is that this is in a text format. We need a JSON file out of this. So we will have to convert it to JSON format. So that for that, you just go to Google, right? Just search for text to JSON converter, right? And you will get something like a code beauty. So just open this URL and just copy all the things over here. Just take up this particular text file and just copy it over here, right? And what we have to do, just download it. So once the download is done, we will get the JSON file. So this particular software or tool will just convert this text file into a JSON file. So just go to the downloads, right?
Navin, this test format is in nothing but JavaScript format.
This particular test format.
Yes, yes, Navin.
So this is just a JSON body. It's not JavaScript. It is a JSON body. JSON body as in this is a employee, you can say a employee header, and this square bracket, it indicates array. So employee is a kind of a array, and it is having these two objects inside it, ID1 and ID2. So this is a JSON body. I will just note over here. This is a JSON body. So what this file will help to understand the server, that we need a employee server, right? A server named employee, and we need these two records inside it. So that is what is over here. Like there will be an employee server created, and we will have these two records. First one is Ravi tester, and the second one, let's say Raj
Raj.
tester, right? So this fake server will get created using the steps. And once this is the body ready, what I will do is that I will just also paste it in the chat so that you can just use it. Just give me a second. Just try at your end once this session is completed, and you will get the details. So this is a JSON body. So you are clear with this? This is not a JavaScript. This is just a JSON body.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, so now currently this is in the text format. We have to, so since it is a JSON body, we need a JSON file, right? So text file won't work. So we will need a JSON file. And how to get the JSON file? Just go to this particular link where we went like, right, we just went to text to JSON converter. So this was the link. And we just pasted the JSON body over here, and we just downloaded the file. Now this text file will get converted into JSON, and it will just, you will just receive it into your system. So now just go to downloads, and here is the JSON file which got generated. So it will have some default name like string to JSON online. So this tool gave this particular name, but it's better that we keep the name as what we want. So let's say this is employee API JSON file. Okay, I have just renamed this file. Now let's
Yeah.
see if currently it is under my download section. I will just cut it from here, and I will just paste it. Let's say inside my folder, I have created a folder called API testing Day-7. I will just take this particular file over here just for my convenience. Okay, so now this file is placed at this particular location. Then here we are at step 2. So go to the saved file path and launch command prompt. So what we have to do, so we have that particular file under this particular path, right? Employee API JSON, which we just made right now. So just go to this path, click on the header and write CMD command and hit enter. So now the command prompt will open at this particular location where we have the JSON file ready. And now let's see the other step. And now we have to execute this command, JSON server and the name of the file. So basically just go over here, write JSON hyphen server and take the name of the file. So this is the name, copy it, just paste it and hit enter. So once this is done, what this command tells is that, so it is just telling the JSON server to use this particular file and just set up the server. So now you can see once this command is ran successfully, we got something like this resource and this particular thing. So just use this URL. So this is the endpoint of our server. So I will also write, it's already written. So this is the resource and this is nothing but the endpoint of the server. Let me, okay. So now just go to your browser, any browser, and just hit that particular link and hit enter. So you can see now it's kind of a server and it's providing all the records back. Like it's kind of a GET request which we are doing right now. We are just hitting the server in this case. So let me share. Okay. So here we are hitting the server, and what the server will return in a GET request, it will return the details of the testers, right? Both testers. And that is what it is happening right now. So we are hitting it and we are getting the details back. So using these steps, your API is up and running. So it's a kind of a fake API which we have created and it's up and running. So have you got this particular topic as of now?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
you can see also like once we hit the link, it also, this command prompt will record all the logs, like what is happening to the server. So it's a get request which we have triggered by just hitting the URL of the server. And just one thing, like if you close this command window, this server will not work. So to have this server running, we will have to just use this command window. We can just minimize the command window and continue with our activities. If we close it, then this will
It will
not
not.
work. So if I try to refresh it, see, it went. So it won't work. So, okay. So this
Yeah.
is the thing of how we can just create a server and set it up. So just I will just restart the server once again. So it was quite basic, like you will have just use this JSON body, right? You can also uh, do some experiment on your end when you will create, like right now we have ID, name, job. You can enter other details as well, like date of birth and those things in this particular JSON body, and then you can experiment with that particular things. So these are the steps to kind of create a server and make it up and running onto your local system. So let me again start the server. Okay, so now it was under my folder, Day-7. Okay, right here. So just go there, write CMD and hit enter. Now we have the command prompt ready for this, and just write down JSON server and the name of the file. Hit enter. Okay. So yeah, again the server is up, and once you get this notification like a resource, so this just provides the endpoint which we use for testing. So again, if I go back and check, it should be active. Yes. So now what we will do is that, yeah, we will try to perform some CRUD operations on the server which we created, or the fake API which we created. So just to kind of revise, let's see the CRUD operations. So what, can you just let me know what is C in CRUD? It's create, right?
Create. Yeah. Yeah.
First, let me write the CRUD. CR is for read, right?
Yes.
U is for
And
update,
update. Mhm.
update, and D is for delete, right? So for create, what request we use in Postman? It's post, right? For read, we use get to fetch some data, right?
Up, up,
For update, we use put, right? Put update means to just change some values of the resource. We use put. And to delete, we use delete in Postman as well. So just keep these particular things in your mind as well. Like CRUD is interlinked to all this get, post, put, delete methods in Postman. So in interviews, you might get asked like, what is the mapping of each and every term in CRUD with the methods used in Postman. So this you can just keep in mind, right? So now we will just go to post.
CRUD is Avinash is the abbreviation for this methods and Postman. Like, CRUD is it,
No,
it indicates any personal, like indicates any special topic like CRUD?
no. So see, this is a simple thing. Like when we use get in Postman, no. So whatever, whatever the when we trigger the get request in Postman, it just goes to server, and from the database,
It's
the
fetch the
we
data.
receive some records, right? So that is what is read. So see, these CRUD operations, so this happen at the database layer. But what triggered these operations is these particular things: post, get, put, and delete. So this is from the
Okay, okay.
client side, and this is from the database layer which
Database side. Yeah,
happens, right?
yeah, yeah.
So now you are getting.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is from the client side, right? Whatever we pass. And at the backend or at the database layer, the CRUD operations occur. If we are using get, so the server will get to the database, and database will provide some what you can say, the information back, and it will flow to the client. So that is nothing but read in CRUD, right? If you use a post, then some resource will get created, and that created where in the database, and that's why it's a create layer in database. So this is how it is interlinked, this CRUD with all the API methods in Postman. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we will do is that we will uh, launch the Postman, and we will use the created API, and we will try to do all these operations: post, get, put, delete, and let's see how we can do that. So just to go to Postman, and here I will create a new
Collection.
collection, right? Collection, just click on here, create new collection
Yeah.
and blank collection, or there are other methods. Let's say we just click on new, and it will ask what you need to create. So we can just pick this particular thing, collection. So let's name it as employee API project. Just so now the collection is ready, and now we will use the add the request. So just go over here, add some request, and let's say first is a get request. So we will have to just get the link of the API. So it's easy. We already have the link. Just copy it and use it over here, and just put send. Okay, see, uh, we got a response of 200. Okay,
200. Okay.
and we got all the records back from the server. Or so this is like it's giving all the records back. So I will just name this request as well. Let's say this is a get all employee details. Okay, and just save it. And now let's just make a one more request. And if I want to get the details of a particular employee, get details of single employee. Okay. So if I want to do that, I will have to just put a path parameter over here. So let's say 2. If I use this particular thing and hit the send button, I will just get the details of employee number 2, or employee which had the ID of 2. So this is used to just get the details of a single employee back. Okay.
Yeah.
And now let's see if we can create any particular employee. So for that, I will just create a new request. And for creation, we will need post. And let me rename is at create a employee. Okay. And here we will need the body as well, a raw format and in a JSON format. So from where we will get the body? See. So this is nothing but the body itself. Just copy it, use it over here, and just remove the ID, because once this record will get created, it will automatically create the ID. So we won't require the ID at this particular stage. So we just need the name and job. That's it. So okay, just beautify it. Okay. So beautify you can also use if let's say if something is not aligned properly, right? You can just go over, click on the beautify, and it will get aligned in a proper manner. Okay, and now we will need the URL as well. This URL where it went. Okay, paste it, and now just send it. Yeah, see the response. It's 201 created, and let's say if we want to create some different thing, not this Raj. So let's say we have Sam, and let's say the job is a dev person. Okay, just send post, And here you can see a new record has been created with ID 4 and name and job details with these particular things. So this is how we can just create a particular user in the API. And to verify that it is created, you can just go to the JSON file which we had and just open it, right? Open it with a notepad. And you will see that whatever we created as of now, it will get amended into the file. You can see earlier we had only these two things, right?
Yeah.
But
Now
now,
Raj has
but
added.
right.
Okay.
But we fired the post request two times, right? And that is why it is also having these two records. One is for Raj, ID 3, and one it created Sam with ID 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So this
And
is
if
happening at the
if
back end.
yeah, Avinash, if it will be relate to the real time, like ticket from ticket, and like we are making the ticket out to users, like
Haha.
some, yeah, we can relate to the real time,
Right,
like,
right. So real time, what will happen is that these records will be created in the database of the server. So exactly the same things means it will get created. So this is what we are doing at our own system locally using the fake APIs, but this is how real time also it will happen in the servers.
yeah, got it.
Okay. And what we can do is that also we can use a put. So just I will duplicate it and let's say this is put and I want to modify the third employee details, right? So in the body, let's say the name is let's take Mac anything, and he is a QA. Let's use this, and I will just rename it as modify details of employee. And click on save, right? Just hit send. So see, it will provide the response that it was a success, and all the details will be passed on to us, like the name has been modified, the job, and the ID, the resource the resource having the ID of 3 has been modified. So we can again go ahead and check it in our JSON file. So if we go ahead and just again open it. Oh, show more option view where the where is the open functionality? Open with notepad. See now, ID 1, ID 2, ID 3 got changed to Mac and QA, and ID 4 is there with the details.
Yeah, it's
Right,
changed to the Mac.
right, right, right. So now we will use one more request. We will just use, let's say, just duplicate it, right? And we will try to delete a record now. We will use delete. And let's say we want to delete employee number 4. So do we need any body in delete? So basically we don't need any kind of a body over here. So delete, it will just go to this particular resource and it will delete it. So in this case, we will not require any body. So just save it and just hit send, delete. So again, the response is good. It's a 200 and this is a empty kind of a empty body which it returns. So basically it says that the delete functionality has been successful. So if we again go to the file and just open it, so now the record 4 is no more. It got deleted. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So this is the all the CRUD operations which we did with the APIs. So are we clear for this? Like how we got the all the employee details, how we got a single employee with ID 2, and then we created a record, we modified a record, and we deleted a record. So these all operations we did on the API which we created, the fake API which is up and running. And you can also see that this command prompt, we have to keep it as open. We should not close this, and it will log all the things which are happening in the server. If we try to close it and hit these particular APIs, it will not work.
It's showing error like data is.
Yes, if I will just close this, if I close it means the server is now not running, and if I try to hit it, uh, it will uh, it will just
It's
show
not
some error.
connected.
Yes,
Yeah,
could not send
connect.
request because the server is not connected. So
Yeah.
this is the thing. So that is why it is throwing up the errors.
And
And
JSON code we need to like write manually. As you can see, JSON code.
so JSON code, it's not needed to write manually. So you can write it as well, or you can use any AI tools to get the JSON code. You can use ChatGPT as well to get the JSON codes. I will show you, like if you can go over here, right? Just use ChatGPT. You are aware of ChatGPT?
Yes, yes. No.
Okay, you can just tell them, like let's see, if I want to generate a JSON, right? Let's see. Okay, I will just what I will do is that I will just open a notepad. Let's see. Okay, and what we want, let's say employee. Just we have to use some prompts like employee with let's say ID 1. Okay, name, let's say Rahul, and job as tester, and just copy it and say to, let's say the name is Dev and job is let's say the name is uh, Ram and the job is dev. Okay,
Develop.
let's see, I want this particular thing in a JSON format. Just go over here, use the chat GPT, right? And just tell them I need a JSON format for below data, right? And it will just say you please provide the data, provide it, and you will get it. See,
Yeah.
we got it, right?
Yes.
Employees,
Yes.
ID name, everything, just copy it, right? No need to remember these things. Just copy it, and then this is in the form of text, right? But now we will require it in the form of JSON. So copy it, go to the online tools to just get the JSON file, right? Over here in step which one? Yeah, in step 1 itself. Just go to this online tool, get the JSON file into your system, right? We got the JSON file over here, and then just run the commands and get it done. So you got the thing, like how we can just easily generate these things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I got.
Okay, okay. And let me just write some test cases as well. So just open the command prompt over here, right? JSON server, file name, right? Hit enter. Okay, now it's again running. So we will just quickly revise some other things, like you want this as well to have a practice on chat GPT or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I want. I
Okay.
never used ChatGPT, but I am aware of ChatGPT. Like.
Yes, you can start using it, and just like it's a simple thing, like how you are talking with me, right? The same thing you can use. You can just tell the chat GPT, like I want a JSON file or something, with these details, just use some prompts and then it will just generate it.
I have account in ChatGPT. I created the name of mine in ChatGPT, but
Okay.
never used it.
Oh, it's simple. Just try with some basic things, right? Like just try to talk with it. Like if you have some doubts, right? Let's say if I have told you, right, why, what, let's say you can just ask ChatGPT why we need this JSON server, why it is used. So try to do those things, and then you will gain more confidence on that particular tool.
Okay, okay.
Okay, it's easy,
Uh,
nothing too much. And okay, now let's see what we can create. So now the server is up. So basically these particular requests will go over there, right? So let's okay, so let's do it in the next section. We will try to write some scripts for these particular uh, request. We will try to write some test cases over here. And today we will see one more thing, like I will just write over here. We just close this. This is also not required. Okay. So this is done performing CRUD operations on created API. This is done. So you got this thing, like how the CRUD and all these methods are related: post, get, put, and delete, because this will be asked in the interviews very often.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, got it.
And you should just be able to explain that these are the methods which we used from the client, and these are the things which happen at the backend. CRUD. Okay, so
And
now
while
we have, huh,
execution of test cases also, we need to apply this activity, right? Correct.
right. So basically, it's of no use if we don't have the test cases in this. So basically, the aim is to test the API. So basically, let's see if this is a GET request, right? Okay, I have just closed this API, so no use. So let's take up the this one. So here we will have to write these test cases in order to verify what the status code is coming, or if the expected values in the response body are correct or not. So these test cases we will have to write, so that when we just hit the request, we will get the test results, and we can showcase this to the client. So that is why basically we are doing testing, and for testing we will require test cases. So this is required to kind of assert or to validate that the API is working fine or not.
Yeah.
And
And
these are JavaScript, right? So it's very basic, like you can just, it's self-explanatory. You don't need to learn everything over here. Just need to know what the function is doing, and how you can just change some values as per your response body which is coming, or as per your APIs. And Postman Postman provides all these snippets, like to create the test case, whatever the things you have, no, the Postman will itself, it will provide these snippets, or you can say ready-made test cases. You can use it in your testing.
okay, yeah.
We will what we will do in the next class is that we will just go ahead and we will try to write some scripts over here, right? And we will try to use some of the variable concepts in Postman, and we will also see what is API chaining, how we can achieve it. So these things we will try to check. But also there is one small concept which I think we can just cover up for today. And let me write down. That is monitoring in Postman. So in Postman, we have one option, like we can, if this is a collection, right? Here we have two collections. So this is one collection. You can just go to these three dots, and you can, what you can do is that you can say that monitor the collection. So what monitor will do, it will just, after some time or after a fixed interval of time, it will just run your what is under your collection. It will run all the requests and it will verify all the test cases. And if there is some kind of a failure or if something is failing, then it will just notify the user. It will just generate an email and it will just say that have a look, these particular test cases are failing. So this is the use of monitoring in Postman. So I will just set up a monitor for this collection. So just go to the collection, right? Click on the three dots and just say monitor collection. Now it will take a default name. You can just amend the name if you want. I will just use it as API testing project monitor, right? And keep these things as default environment. We will have a look into the further sessions, what is environment and those things. And data, these are used to run some data driven test we will see in upcoming sessions. And then here we have the important thing about monitor, run this monitor. So how you want to use this monitor. So whether it should be a weekly thing or you need the hourly monitor. So you can just take any of these things. Like I can take this hour timer, and every hour it will just go and run the request. So let's say now it is 10:46. So 11 a.m. it will run the request, and again at 12 a.m. it will run the request. So this is the use of monitor. And okay, so here you will have to provide the email IDs where the report will come if there is a failure. So if everything is running fine, it will not send any email. But if something is getting failed, if some test case is getting failed, then it will generate a email to the specified email ID. So let's say uh, I will use one email ID. Okay, and you can add up to around, I can think like 5 or 6 email IDs you can add up over here. And yeah, that's it. And you can just create the monitor. So this monitor is created and it will run at 11 and then it will run at 12. So it will work in this particular way. You can just also run it manually. And here you can see that it's running. And it's also showing us that one of the things failed over here. So this red is for a failure. And when you will just scroll down, you will also get which particular test case failed and these details. And once something fails, you will get a email. So if I go and open a mail, I must have one mail from Postman. Yeah, you can see this is a failure in monitor. So once the APIs will fail, you will get a email like this from Postman. Like this was the monitor used and at what time it failed, right? And what is the result? So these things it will publish. So this is the use of monitor. So this is just one fine concept about Postman. So basically, what in your real life testing, what you can do is that, let's say if you have uh, some smoke test cases in this collection, so you can set up a monitor, right? And you can just run it weekly once, and then based on the output, you can get the email. So if something fails, you will get an email. If we don't have failure, you will not get any email from the monitors.
Okay.
So are you clear? Like it's just a kind of
Yeah,
a
got it, got it.
security check. Like we have a security guard. No, he just goes and checks that everything is fine or not. The same thing is the use of a monitor. So every 1 hour or so, it will just go ahead and go to this collection and run all the requests. If everything is fine and working, it will not do anything. It will not send out emails or something. But if something fails, it will send out the email. So let's say where it was failing. Let's have a check at the monitor. Why it failed? Okay, post method got failed. Let's check why it got failed at post. So okay, post is have a status code of 400. So no, for post the status code is 201, right?
Yeah.
So now it is correct. So let's see. If I again go to monitor and again run this, right? So this is kind of a running. So now it is green. So this time nothing failed, right? This time nothing failed. And if nothing failed or everything is a pass, so we will not get email in this case. Let me check the Gmail once. See, no further email came from Postman. So this is one thing about monitor. And you can just go ahead and delete the monitor because will this is quite uh, you may, if you don't require the monitor, just go and delete it. You can also uh, use other things over here. Like you can go ahead and click over here and you can edit if you want to change some, like if you want to change the name of the monitor, or if you want to change some run settings. Like if you don't want to run it hourly, just go for a week timer, right? And every day. So every day at 12 a.m. at 12 a.m. this monitor will trigger the collection. So if you are having some smoke test cases, right, in your collection, you can just set the time, set this monitor that every day I want this to run at uh, anything like when you are in office around 9 a.m. I want to run this collection. And then also you can put the emails of the clients you want to share the report with. And this is one more checkbox. So it says how many times the retry should be there for the failed APIs. So whether it be 2 times or 0 or 1, you can check this. Retry means if once the API is failed, it will again go ahead and trigger it. So this is one thing. Set request timeout. So if the server is not responding back in this particular range of time, it will just fail the script. Delay between requests. So this collection, if the collection is having multiple requests, so what should be the kind of a delay between execution of those requests? So this is that parameter. So let it be, keep these as unchecked only. It's not much used. And then you can just update the monitor or create something like this. You can also go ahead and just delete the monitor, and it will just ask for why reasons why you want to delete it. Just tell anything like I'm just exploding the monitor and delete it. So this is also one of the features of Postman, the monitor. So yeah, these were the topics for today. If you have doubts in some sections, we can discuss it. Else, we can just close the session for today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all clear. Delete in the sense we can delete the features of monitor permanently, or like we can delete monitor means it will be delete features from the Postman tool, right?
So let me just explain this. Give me a second. Okay. So see one thing. This is the collection, right? Let's say this is the collection, and we have the APIs over here: get, post, delete, right? These are the requests which we have in the collection. What monitor will do? This is the monitor. At every certain interval, let's say hourly or weekly or daily, right? It will go and just trigger this collection, and it will just verify the results, right? If every
Automatically.
if every yes, automatically. If everything is pass, then well and good. If something is failed, then what it will
Email.
do, it will just email the required colleagues, right? So now if we just delete this monitor, then these activities will stop. So it's nothing, means it won't affect the collection. It won't do anything to the collection. Just all these things will get stopped, like running the collection on some intervals, or just pushing the email. So these activities will stop, but the collection will be there as a whole. So nothing, it will not impact the collection. So this is just a add-on.
Yeah, got
So that was your question or something else?
No, no, I got it. What I asked.
Okay, okay. So can we just close this for today?
Yeah,
You can just reach me out if you have any doubts. I will share this document, right? And you can try.
yes. Okay.
Okay, let me. Okay, let me just remove the share. Stop share. Okay, recording. Stop recording.